Okay, dear friends, I'm back. Today I'd like to look at the box or the machine of the HarryPotter Aragog on the Vulnhub. And I will add the link into the description section below so that you can download it. Before we begin today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. This will help me on the YouTube robots, as you know. So without further ado, let's just get started. To save time, I have already imported the virtual machine into the VirtualBox and configure its network adapter of this machine as host only mode. So now we can go inside the Kali Linux. As you can see, I have already identified the IP address of the target as 192.168.56.252. Then I did the nmap scanning with options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and also, as usual, I did the comprehensive scan or full range port scan. So from the nmap scanning results, as you can see over here, the two open ports. Only the first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the corresponding version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. And the second one is 80, which is running HTTP service, and also the actual version information, which is Apache 2. So what we are going to do next is to do some enumeration for the web application, both manually and automatically. Use some sort of tools like Ligato and GoBuster. So now let's open up our browser. Let's put the IP address of the target. But yes, I think this is the picture of the HarryPotter. And also you can check the source code, but nothing there. And also when I did this machine the first time, I tried to download this image into the Kali Linux for analysis, and I then used tools of the stack hide, stack seek to try to find out whether the image has hidden message, but it does not have at all. So what can we do? Maybe we need to use the Ligato to do some furthermore enumeration. And I forgot to mention, I also tried to confirm whether there is robots file for this target, but it doesn't have. Sorry about that. As you can see, the Ligato has identified the block directory, and this is the very standard WordPress installations. Also, you can, of course, in this case, it's not necessary to use the GoBuster to do more direct enumeration. Of course, if you want, you can do it yourself. But I will not do at this moment. So what can we do? We need to use the WordPress again to make enumeration for the WordPress application. So I'd like to put the URL. Oh, maybe we need to first access this directory manually to see what we can get from this directory block. So we just wait for this to be loaded up. Yeah, from the status of the browser, as you can see, the browser is trying to make lookup the host name WordPress, Aragog, Hogwarts. So I think we need to put this host name into the host file. And then, as you can see, the page is not loaded or rendered properly. So we can check the source code. And from here, we can know the host name is this one. We can make a copy because it's a bit long. And we can remove the prefix. And then we can make a copy of this host name. And we can use the Vim editor to add our host name into the host file. Let's write and quit. Then I think now if we refresh this directory or page, as you can see, the page can be loaded or rendered without any problem. So I think now we need to use the WordPress again to do some enumeration, for example, like username enumeration or plugin enumeration. The tool I'd like to use is WordPress again. And the option is E, stands for enumeration. And the P, U, I think means the username. P means the plugins. And then, as you can see, the tool has identified the username as this one. And we can try to use the same command to crack the password with the word list of LockQ. But I can tell you, we cannot retrieve or crack the password for this user. I don't want the video to be so long, so I'd like to interrupt this process. So how to do next? Maybe we need to enumerate plugins, and the options is maybe we can use the help. You know, we cannot remember everything, right? So we can use this option, and we can remove and put the option of plugins detection, and the value is mixed. We want to use both aggressive and passive way to detect the plugins. As you can see, it's enumerating all plugins via passive and aggressive methods. So we just let it running, and when it's done, and I will come back. Okay, plugin enumeration is finished. As you can see over here, this tool of WordPress again has identified this plugin, WordPress File Manager, and the version. So we can use the search engine to make research to see whether there is vulnerability related to this plugin. And we can make a copy of the name of plugin exploit. As you can see, yeah, it does have. And unauthenticated arbitrary file uploading. And as we scroll down, I think this link leads us the module of the metasploit. Of course, if the metasploit has a module which can exploit this vulnerability, this way would be the best way and the easiest way So I'd like to move forward by using the metasploit. So we can launch the metasploit console. Then we can use or copy this module name. Use. And we just leave payload to default one. Then we can show options. We need to set the localhost to our Kali Linux. And set the local port to 555, which is my favorite port number. And also we need to set remote host to 252. And we have to set target URI to block, which is running WordPress with plugin, vulnerable plugin, the file manager plugin. So we can show options again to make certain we have already configured all required options. Let's run. Yeah, metasploit session opened. So I think the module is working, and we just wait for the metasploit to be shown up, and then we can spawn the shell session. We can go to the shell session, and we can check the version of Python. Python 2 is not there, but Python 3 does exist. Then we can use the PTY module, and then we can make a local enumeration. For example, we can navigate to the home directory. There are two users, Harry CD 98. And I think we have already got the first flag here. And I think this message is encoded. We can decode. Yeah, we decoded the message. So the first flag is retrieved. Then what we are going to do? We need to make lateral movement. You know, right now we just www data. We need to make lateral movement to other users, and of course we can use the limpiers. I mean the automation script to help us. We can copy limpier, and we can upload this shell script to the target limpiers, and we can make it executable. Then we can run this shell script. You know, the limpier shell script is so wonderful. When we do the local privilege escalation, this shell script will go through all possible vulnerabilities and also the misconfiguration. But actually, we cannot find very straightforward vulnerabilities or misconfiguration. But I think we can locate the WordPress installation. I mean the directory. We can go to the share WordPress. Now we can cut the configuration file of the WordPress. But this machine is not like the 'uu' 'one. In this configuration file, this file itself doesn't contain, sorry about that, contain credentials for the database collection. But this configuration does tell us the configuration, the location of such a file. So we can navigate into the WordPress and we can cat the default PHP. So now we can get the the database username and password. And we can log into the database and paste in here and show databases. And we can use the WordPress and we can show tables to see how many tables inside this database. And we can dump the users. This table always contains the username and the password. So we can make a copy of this hashed or encrypted password. I think I can open up another tab and then can paste in here. Then we can use the John the Ripper because I have already done the before. So yeah, we got the password. Okay. And I think now we make an assumption that this user, the database user, also will use the local system user. The username is the same and also will reuse the password. And this is our assumption. So now we can log in to the target via SSH. We can make a copy of the username because I don't want to type in. And I need to remove existing key information. And accept. And then we can make a copy the password. Okay, so now we have already made natural movement to the user Hagrid 98. So now we can to check whether this user can run sudo button cannot. And also we can run the, of course, I think we need to do some local enumeration. Here, there is a backup shell script, the copy file to the temp directory. So maybe, and also we need to check whether maybe we guess there's some cron job running at the background to run this shell script. To confirm that, we can upload these two. I can open up another tab, PSPY64, and then we can upload these two. PSPY and PSPY and the ROM. These two will list all processes, even some process which are running by root user. So we can wait a moment. The UID means root user. As you can see, this process is running by root, this confirm our assumption, and we'll run this shell script. So I think we can interrupt here. So what can we do? We need to manipulate this shell script. For example, we can echo bin bash, the copy bin bash to the temp directory bash, and then we can add SUID bit to this our own bash command. Okay. Check. And we can wait some time to see whether our own bash command can be generated. I need to confirm my bin bash temp. Change mode. I think it's correct, but not. Yeah, this is the result. I mean, the normal result executed from this shell script, but we need to. Yeah, we got this bash. Just so this is our own created bash, and this bash has a SUID bit. This is the result of the line of this command. As you can see, we copy the bash, the binary, to the temp directory, and we also add the SUID permission or privilege to this bash binary. And then I think now we can run to get the root shell. As you can see, we can get the second flag. Okay, so that's all I'd like to go through this machine. I hope you can enjoy it. So that's all. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye.